Purpose has to be the greatest antidote to modern male suffering today. Purpose is this idea that no matter what kind of life you could be living right now, surrounded by the very specific circumstances that envelope you, could be a wonderful time. It could be a lot of awesome things happening to you, or you could be going through a pretty rough time right now. Both ends of the spectrum, the most euphoric, ecstatic, pleasurable life possible, as opposed to the most vile, decrepit, terrible conditions a man could be subjected to. You and me understand this because life is brutal. The very nature of existence for a human being, generally speaking, is extremely harsh. Most of us will not be born into lavishness, attractiveness, beautiful, good looks, a massive sum of money just waiting for you and me to inherit. No, it's not like that. A very bitter truth to accept in life as a man is it's not that you cannot have everything that you want, everything that you're able to think of that would depict this perfect life for you. It's accepting that you are going to have to do it. You're going to have to try exactly where you are right now and as the man you are right now. The good news I bring you tonight is purpose has this magnificent transformative effect. Because if you stick with it, if you stick to it day after day, regardless of where it takes you and what it may end up giving you in some kind of indefinite amount of time far into the future, it's the daily benefits of growth you are going to reap. You are going to see yourself grow, however slow, however fast. Actually, doesn't matter. It's that when you wake up on any given day and you hit it, whatever it is for you, you do that one thing you know that you need to because you took the time to establish there really isn't anything else you could do to help you get closer to what you want. Plug this into any example for any man that wants to do better. I know how expansive that makes it, but how is it possible purpose could be so inclusive to possess every unique walk of life for any individual, modern male human experience? Well, because purpose puts you in the king's seat. You are now responsible for holding yourself to that baseline standard. I am in this much pain. I feel this depressed right now. I am this tired. There is no one helping me. I have nobody in my life. No one even knows that I want to live like this, that I want to go in this direction. But for the simple fact that you would still go in that direction, brother, changes everything. This is why purpose is so important. I hear the moans and groans of my own generation, the millennials, and the ones right under us. We're all kind of grouped in together. And I say this because these three generations, the millennials, the zoomers, and the alphas, the betas are going to be here very soon, but they're kind of still children right now. So as of the moment, they are a bit separate from this conversation, but these are three generations of grown men. Okay. Puberty is done for us. We are all in our prime these three generations right now. Even the elder millennials, maybe they're heading towards the later stages of life, but this core group of guys, we are children of the internet. The oldest of the millennials witnessed the birth, maybe not the birth, but the development, the growth of what the internet has become today. And the Zoomers and the Alphas have lived entire lives in which you cannot conceive of a day in which you did not have the internet. That puts us in this very, very unique position. Because virtually speaking, you can port your perception to anything that you want in life. I mean, you think about how big life is. There are so many beautiful and wonderful, like downright amazing things about life. That's no one in their right mind could dispute that. But at the very same time, that includes all of the evil, all of the darkness, all of the awful things that many of us are capable of doing to each other, of enacting into this world. The internet is all of that. It's almost like this reflection of just all of the potential and the capacities that you have within you as a human being, whatever you are able to imagine, whatever you are able to think of, conceive, whatever you could desire, bro. That you would, I want this right now. This kind of experience. I would like to immerse myself in this kind of world. I want to present this kind of imagery in front of me. Really, whatever it is that you want, you can have it. Now, if you were to have that to be purpose in this life, then you can have that too. It's eliminated. The age of this digital era. Okay, this wonderful world of Wi-Fi. Okay, how accessible it is, how the smartphone has, honestly, it is the newest addition to a human being. It's pretty much a limb now with how intimately attached it is to our bodies every single day, everywhere that we go. Well, in your pocket, on that screen, is again the entire world. And then maybe, if you're anything like me, or maybe I should say just the average man, after you get out of work, once you're out of class, like when you're done with your everyday obligations of life that you cannot escape, because you know if you don't do this, then survival becomes an issue. And that's when the biological instincts kind of kick in and give you that proper incentive to continue showing up, however mundane, however monotonous, however much that you really like wish you didn't have to do it and that you really didn't want to be there. You are there though, because it pays for your bills and it keeps your lights on and it helps you continue to be you. Purpose is separate now. Now this is walking into a whole different tier of life because I present this antidote, as I said, to any man who is very quickly realizing every single day that he continues to wake up. Being him is the hardest thing to do. It's what you wish you could stop doing, if possible. And if that isn't the greatest tragedy for the 21st century male, because you and I have access to such incredible amounts of information abundance. Earlier, I mentioned it kind of eliminates the excuse, but this is exactly what I mean. It's really, really, really hard to say, like, I understand not all of us are on this perfect level playing field. That humanity has never worked like that. This world is very unkind to those who are less on the attractive side, less on the talented side, not as skilled, not as smart, not as capable as the very best and brightest of us that get to go on and then, kind of click, put on that selfie on the internet to show the rest of the world exactly how wonderful their life gets to be. I promise you, brother, that has absolutely no bearings on how fantastic your life can be if you can simply embrace who you really are. Yes, who you really are. How does a man find out who he really is? You must go on this rite of passage. It is a quest, so to speak, an actual adventure that is going to consume your entire life because little by little you are going to have to change it in some way, shape, or form so that you can bend reality however possible to allow you to chase it. This is where things already begin to get kind of difficult, okay? Because, wake up and smell the real world. How many of us are already clocking in 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 hours a week just to get by, just to make ends meet? That doesn't leave a man a lot of free time to explore himself and find his destiny, so to speak. But to say impossible is folly. It's just, that's not a thing anymore. If you have any kind of free time at all during any part of your day, morning, afternoon, evening, where you are able to answer a basic question of, what is this? What would I need to do to be able to? How would I go about? How does one start? What do I need to be qualified for? It really is. It's all right there. And so if you and I are agreed right here, and it is, okay, that's not too deep. The internet, the technological wonders of Google, ChatGPT, YouTube, okay, just really being able to find that information instantly as soon as you need it. What is the very next hurdle? Brother, that is time. And it seems to me, I truly believe, time is on the side of the man who sees it, who perceives it the way that he needs to. You need to look at the time you have as just today. Just today, bro. You shouldn't be worried about anything else. I'm not telling you to not plan, not hope, and not dream for the future. Not even know tomorrow should be like this. But you see, before tomorrow arrives, it is so much easier for you to just, get super, super locked in, for you to just get really, really comfortable dealing with all your problems today. That can be literally anything. There is no beginning too humble for a man to accept as a starting point. There's no such thing. We all have to start somewhere. The real question is, will you or will you not allow yourself to begin, bro? That's what this is really all about. You want purpose in life. Even if you want it or you don't want it, you need it, to be frank. Without this North Star, this light at the end of the tunnel, for you to try and reach a bullseye, so to speak, and every single day that you wake up is another opportunity for you to just try and hit it. That's it. That's it. That's all it is. You're just trying to hit it. For most of us, okay? For your everyday average dude, most of those attempts will end in failures. And that's a blessing. If you could allow yourself to do that once a day after having figured out what it is that you want out of life, brother, where are you going? What are you trying to do? Once you know this, your purpose is going to reveal itself, because very quickly it's going to come across for you as, since I want to go there, I'm going to have to do this. Now, because I have to do this, I'm going to have to see how much time I have, on a given day to give to it. And if that's a little bit, then that's a little bit, and that's okay. If that's a ton, you're blessed. If you have a lot of time, you're blessed. The younger you are, the more time you have. The older you are, the less time you have. But again, time is not the issue. For the man that can find peace in just doing it right now. That's not easy. Not even close. That is actually extremely difficult. And I say that because it really was for me. In order for me to embrace this idea of, oh, okay, don't worry about anything else, just concentrate on doing it today. That's it. I had to let go of so much. For me, I had to let go of all the time that had passed that could have been. That is a whole lot of regret, bro. That is a lot of could have and should have. And I wish. And if I could go back, so much of this, and it's all garbage. It's all BS because it doesn't help you in any way. You flip that real quick and you try and you take it all the way to the future. Okay, well, what if I don't make it? What if I put in all this effort? I listen, like you to me. I listen to you, Kumo, on your podcast here, and I dedicate my entire life to some sort of arbitrary purpose. It's not that arbitrary though, because the more specific you get, the more clear it is for you to know what to do every single day. But I'm willing to say arbitrary. Okay, let's keep it a little murky right now, and it's just like, ooh, okay, like woo woo. Oh yeah, purpose. Okay. And then you do it and you do it for the rest of your life, only to find out that nothing ever came of it. This is a great fear that bothered me for the longest time. I completely empathize to any man that it bothers, but it simply isn't true. It's not possible for it to be true. Maybe one of the greatest tricks to preventing a man from engaging with his life's purpose. And how is that? Because you will most likely get really serious about your purpose for the sake of something, for some sort of greater objective that is beyond you currently. It, the bigger, the better. The greater, the more powerful. This example I'm about to give right here. Because if it's financial freedom and it's the love of your life and it's a massive family with that one special woman, if it's just surrounded by like-minded people who all understand you truly as a human being, you are not only seen, you are understood. I'm talking about this is some of the finest experiences that a man could ask for in the entire realm of the male human experience. Those are some pretty awesome things, bro. And that's why it's going to force you to try and do some really awesome things with yourself. In your attempt to do that, whether or not you land in those awesome outcomes matters so much less to the fact that you become an incredible man. This cannot be denied. It is a byproduct almost of purpose. All sorts of symptoms you begin to develop when you engage with what you know that you should be doing every single day. This is peace. I'm not bothered by what happened, because how could I truly refute everything that happened, knowing that if I missed even one thing from my past, would I have been led up to the moment right now that led me to finally starting? And on the flip side of that, I don't need to worry about what is going to happen because I'm going to walk into it myself. You're going to go there. You're actually going to see for yourself exactly what's going to happen. It's inevitable, which is why you don't need to worry about it right now. It will, it just hasn't happened yet. All that needs to happen is you continue to go. That's it. You need to wake up and you need to continue to do, brother. That is the whole point. This is how a man grows. This is how a man matures. It's how he blooms and blossoms. It's how a man prospers. It's how you get good at what you want out of life. It is this powerful. And the more I think about this, the more I see what else do you and I have anymore in this world? Everything is so ridiculously expensive. Like, where could you go that's sustainable over and over and over again? That would be so entertaining and fun and interesting for the rest of your life. You could just live like this and die like this. There isn't anything really. Okay? Chasing women? Yeah, I mean, sure. If that's what floats your boat. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I've never been that guy. I don't think I'll ever be that guy. I don't have that gift, that natural capability of really just, oh, her, boom, mine. And honestly, I don't know if that leads to any form of salvation. Even with all the pleasure, even with all the mindless fornication, even with maybe a different baddie every night of the week. The older I get, the more that I see, and maybe it is the influence of the carpenter himself. But for me, that's another road that leads to damnation. Okay, all right. We set aside women, as spectacular as they all are. Then you're left with just entertainment. Just these, again, it's kind of mindless because it doesn't really require you to do anything but sit there and consume. You gotta just you gotta just zom out, okay? Or veg out and just allow it to, okay, enter you more and more and more. Let me go from this world to this world, to this movie, to this movie, to this show, to this show, to this streamer, to this streamer, to this piece of content, to this piece of content. Scrolling infinitely and endlessly, again, to death. It's not that I'm telling you, you can't do that. You can't live like this. I do not know any man living exactly like that loves it, that is enjoying every second of it. He feels so fulfilled. I was born to doom scroll. So again, it's almost another dead end right there. And then, I mean, if you're not, that big spender making it rain, okay, out here, if you're not able to do that, then in terms of actual experience, let me travel, let me go here, let me, these events, these experiences, these thrills, again, it's not sustainable. It all comes back to the exploration of a man's inner faculties. This is your own heart of what you truly want in life. This is the potential of your own mind, what you are willing to sit down and focus on so that you can learn, so that you can gain knowledge, understand, ideas at such a deep level, you're able to come up and provide insight for both yourself and others in whatever domain, in any field that you are truly interested in. This can be, it's anything means anything. If it is not harming you and it is not harming anyone else, then there really is nothing stopping you, bro. If you are super interested in a certain hobby, in a certain sport, in movies and anime, whatever it may be, then let it be that interest and you take it as far as you want to go with it. You dive as deeply as you can into it. Who said that you cannot make a living off of that? That is just simply not how the world works today. AI is streamlining this process rapidly. A lot of it is not even the human being anymore. It's just, hey, I'm going to come up with this idea, and then I am the living soul to present it and put it out into the world. But then the algorithms and the platforms and the systems and the processes take care of the rest. You have a little bit of dough to invest. I mean, honestly, the main ones, like the really big ones, are all free. They're all free. What do you want to talk about? Talk about it on X. Like, what would you want to create? What are you really into? Post it, brother. Post it. Put it on YouTube. Put it on TikTok. Put it on the gram. Put it everywhere. Okay? Or maybe the internet is not your thing. It doesn't have to be. If you are really looking, if your mind is dead set on the abundance of this world, and that it isn't limited to any of us, no, it's open to the man who is seeking it, then the opportunity is there. You have to be able to be willing to step out into this world to genuinely look for it. All right? And at that, to become relentless. That you don't stop, you don't settle until you have finally found something that at the very least you were interested enough, you were curious enough that you want to continue. You just don't need to be staring at the clock like any other dead-end job, or how most of us pay bills. That's how it makes you feel. You cannot wait to get out of there. If you find anything else in this world in which it doesn't feel like that, I don't need to worry about time. Because it is enough that I am alive right here and right now, that I can continue to do it. And so that would ensure that I do. And I will. See, once you take this kind of mindset that I'm painting tonight and you apply it to any part of your life, I guarantee you incredible, exponential results. All it comes down to is that you can't stop. And if you don't, you will grow. No, literally, you will. This is exactly how working out works. The gym, getting jacked, building muscle, getting in shape, looking, being the best shape of your life. You could go to the gym and you could be there for 10 hours. I mean, I don't know if that's physically possible. You're probably going to hurt yourself, if you were to try that. But I'm just saying, for the sake of the example, for the sake of the argument, you go and you just, go crazy. Every single possible muscle in your body, you work it. Okay. And you literally leave the gel like some kind of human blob, like some kind of jello. I mean, you're in a wheelchair. Okay, that's how you're leaving the gym. It doesn't matter. It's like, oh, commendable. Wow, what a legendary workout, But it just doesn't matter because it's just that one time, and that's just not how anything worth building in this life as a man is built. It's just no, bro. You have to be able to return and do it again. That is a part of it. You have to, bro. Which means that I don't even want you to look at it as something to do. You need to try and allow purpose to be a way of life. I know it's like, it is actually really difficult though. And I've heard the gripes from younger guys, again, from millennial, Zoomer, alpha men. But I mean, how the heck am I supposed to summon the discipline and find the motivation to show up like this every single day for myself? I mean, I can barely look at work like this. I can barely, because all of that is these, there are these external metrics, and they all pale when you would just let yourself focus on you. It's okay, people are better than me. It's okay that I struggle in the way that I do. It's okay, I have these problems, I have these issues. It is okay, I look like this. It is okay, I talk like this. None of that matters for the man who understands one thing. I do everything that I do in life because I'm trying to be better. That's where purpose takes you, brother. I'm just trying to be better. That's it. That's all I want. And if that's all you want, that is all life will give you. Betterment. This is what I mean by relentless. You can't stop. You have to stand on business right here. I don't have enough time, it feels like. I wake up and half the day is gone. That's the first plan of attack right there. You just gotta wake up earlier. The name of that game is the alarm clock. Setting it back a little bit further. That's all it comes down to. If you want to get in shape, you ease into it. You absolutely ease into it. It's just, okay, let me look up a couple exercises, a couple movements. I've never bench pressed before. I'll try. I'll go and I'll try and I'll do a couple sets, see how it feels, Really, okay, this is like an experience. This is something that I'm going to do that I know is good for me, that I know is going to help me, that I know is going to serve a goal, the goal being the purpose of getting absolutely built. All right. If it's money, make all the money that you want to make, brother. The idea is to make it in a way that doesn't make you or anyone else miserable. Not all, God knows, not all of us can say that in this world. Some men know. I don't know how well they sleep at night, but they know that they make all their money at the cost, at the expense of other souls. Choose carefully, I guess, in this way. You're gonna have to be careful right here. But I mean, if you could just decide on something and just understand that chasing it is going to make it difficult, and that's okay, because difficult is good for you. Difficult is how you get stronger. All right. Challenge, difficulty, resistance, that kind of friction, it really empowers a man because it just continues to give you evidence you are more capable and you are, more resolute than you previously thought possible, than you ever knew that you were. Purpose does this to a man. And that is an incredibly peaceful life. It's like, no matter what happens, no matter who is doing what, saying what, the environment, the world, the news, society, World War III, 4, 5, all of it. It's just, unless somehow, some way you are being physically stopped, okay, that they're going to break your door down, put you in cuffs, and, this man, he's getting purpose. Arrest him. Unless it's something like that, some sort of crazy dystopian world, and maybe it will be. Honestly, I hope not. I hope I'm really wrong for that kind of omen, but all the more reason to chase now while you still can. I mean, for a lot of guys, and it's like, oh, embarrassing or shameful, or I don't want to admit this. You know what? Fine, I'll admit it. I'll be that guy. I would love a girlfriend right now. I'm single. And I would love to progress that relationship between myself and a girlfriend to myself and a wife. That requires very, very specific accomplishments. And I think the biggest one is I need to become a man worth being a woman's husband, a woman's boyfriend. That's how I look at this. I need to be able to look in the mirror and not BSing myself, not lying to oneself. I need to be able to say, I am worth it. I really am. I am a catch. Okay. I have these interests to talk about. I know where I'm going. I know what I'm trying to do in life. I take care of myself. I take myself seriously. Not sloppy, well kept. All right. I have no ill intention. Authentic. I am self-secure. I am okay, laughing at myself, being myself. I have no desire to deceive or to put up this fake, tough guy, super macho, alpha Chad persona. No, I just want to present myself as the best man I know I am. And how could you not be? How could you not be the very best version of yourself every single day when you are waking up every single day to chase exactly that? Again, that's where purpose leads you. It's this way of life for modern men where you stop caring about everything but this. I'm alive, I have time, and I still have internet access. So the opportunity is there. The chance is there for me. I take it or leave it. You becoming a man in which you just take it every single day, that is absolutely going to change everything. Men just need to allow themselves to be able to do this. I understand, there are so many aspects of life unique to whoever it is that you're talking to specifically. There are health issues. There are actual mental ailments. This is trauma. This is PTSD. These are actual all sorts of shadow work, emotional issues that are preventing a man from being able to do, exactly what you and I have been talking about all night, chasing this great purpose in life. But then, that really just means that is the first order of business. It's like, I feel so paralyzed by fear. That is a signal for a man to dive deeply into, that specific issue right there for himself. I just, it's laziness, and I just don't feel like I can really get disciplined in this way. The resources, you and I are surrounded by it in life. They are everywhere. Programs, mentorship, coaches, it's really all over the place. And when I finally got humble and also got out of my own way, I was able to place myself under the tutelage and the mentorship of all sorts of great men. which is really just a very dramatic way for me to tell you I found a bunch of really awesome YouTube channels and I pressed follow, and I've been watching their content ever since. That's what it is. Wow, I really respect this guy. Yeah, this dude is super fire. He's so dope. I love what he does and a bit envious of what he has. So if I could try to replicate these kinds of results, that'd be pretty awesome. How do I do that? Okay. I'll listen to this guy more. That's all it is. That's all it is, bro. Purpose is everything. And you need it so badly in this life. It's the answer. For any guy, especially young guys, I feel lost. I don't know what I'm doing with my life. I have no direction. I'm wandering. all the entertainment, everything, all of that. It's so mindless. I know, like, what am I doing in my life? I don't know. Get serious. Get serious about purpose. Find it. You must find it. In finding it, you have to seek. You have to explore. You have to think. What is it? Has there been anything in my life that I've heard a number of times from strangers, from random people, friends, family, that I have a knack for? I have an eye for this. I have a thing for, and you chase it and you go into it. You take a dive. You take a dive with ChatGPT. You do a Google. You do it on YouTube. You and I have this ability today, and it's beautiful. Seize that opportunity, brother. Find this purpose that I speak of tonight. I took a deep dive on my podcast here at Pillars of Man to just really help give any man listening tonight the clarity that don't doubt, don't wait, don't hesitate. Purpose, brother. Make purpose your greatest ally. Because that is really the one you need on your side as you fight for everything that you want out of life. And brother, you're looking for another fellow doing the same on his little corner of the internet, by all means, you come check me out here at the Pillars of Man podcast. That's kind of what I do. I talk a little bit about everything and anything that goes into God, anime, movies, bodybuilding, philosophy, all aimed at helping any man become the very best version of himself. You like content like this? Hit that subscribe button for me. If you're on YouTube, you're on Spotify, give me a follow on Spotify. Wherever you find this, give me a follow. Because I would love to be able to vibe with you again on my very next one. But until then, take it easy. Take good care of yourself. And I love you so much. Peace.